Hello everyone, this is Diane, and I have a set of 3 lovely Traveler's Notebook inserts to share with you today. These will be listed in my shop. They are shabby chic style, which I absolutely love, and I love how these journals turned out. I will show you some of the things I used to create these inserts. This is Craftsmith brand cardstock, printed cardstock. One of the hot buys from Michaels, and it's called Antique Street, and it has beautiful shabby chic colors and patterns in it. So since it's cardstock paper, this was used for the covers and some of the pockets. If you saw a recent video I did of a $1 a bag haul that I got from my library, you saw this shabby chic book by Rachel Ashwell, and I showed you some of the gorgeous images in this book. And so some of the pages, I think there are 4 pages out of this book in each journal. And then for the thinner papers, and they're white on one side so they can be written on, I used this Colorbach Glam Girl paper pad, which I purchased at Walmart. And here is what I created with those elements. So I will start with this book and show it to you. I think I used 13 pages in each book. I'm not completely sure. I'll have to count them. But I think there were 13 pages and then folded in half, and then you have 2 sides on each half. So here's the paper that was used, the cardstock paper for the cover. And I used this vintage music out of a songbook, and it's Beautiful Dreamer by Stephen Foster. And so that's the name of this journal. This one is Beautiful Dreamer. Here's an image from the Shabby Chic book. There's a little piece of craft paper back here, a little piece of pink mulberry paper, and this gorgeous piece of lace. And then inside is a pocket, diagonal pocket, and look at that pretty lace pattern. Both of these papers, well, this is from the cardstock pad, and this is from the Glam Girl pad from Walmart. And there's this large tag here with seam binding bow and a bulb clip and a little beautiful music sheet bead that Jill Robertson made. And this little tag that I stamped etc. on. It's stamped on both sides. And this is just a piece of coffee dyed scrap paper with a damask design on it, and that's for journaling. So here we have a guest check, and this little cutout is from the paper pad, the cardstock pad. There's a lot of stenciling in this book. There's a lot of sewing. There's a lot of fabric and lace. I wanted it to look very shabby chic. So here's the first fabric flip here, and it's got this beautiful bird design, some polka dots, and a little, this is a vintage rickrack here. Ledger paper. Here's a sheet from the Shabby Chic book, and a postcard as a pocket here. It's just cut out from the cardstock paper. Couple of tags. This is from a sheet of tags that came from the Flow magazine, and this was something, I don't remember if somebody sent me the package or if I purchased it, but it's a little tag. Then on here I just glued on one of these sheets that says "Don't let anyone dull your sparkle." There's a little stamping at the bottom. Here is a pattern tissue that I stitched onto some scrap paper for journaling. So I just put it over the edge of the paper and paper clip it on. Some more stenciling. There are 3 fabric tabs in each journal, and they each have one of these beautiful pastel colored safety pins. Somebody just gave them to me, and I love them. They're different colors. So each tab has a safety pin on it, and the first tab has a charm, and this is another bead that was made by Jill Robertson. Thank you so much, Jill. I love the beads that you sent to me. The stamping here. This is vintage ledger paper, and this is a calendar sheet that was stamped and cut out and just clipped on there. Here's another page from the Shabby Chic book, and there's a little piece of fabric stitched on here and a little piece of pink seam binding. This is a printable. I do not remember where that came from. I think it's Tsunami Rose, and I think it's one of the ephemera kits. And this, I believe, is a freebie from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. Oh, sorry. And this page was just text, so I just glued on a couple of journaling cards. This is a piece of, I think it's K & Company paper, and there's lines printed on there for journaling. There's another fabric tab with a little lavender colored safety pin. More stenciling. This is a cut apart from, what is the name? Antique Market or Antique Street. And here is a Ephemera's Vintage Garden freebie tag. Some pink lace up here, some more ledger. This is something I stamped onto coffee dyed paper and cut out and glued on. This is a piece of lace that I cut the border lace off of a couple of pillow shams that I got at a flea market. They're not vintage, but I loved the lace. And the fabric itself is embroidered, so I use that too. But I've been working on using my seam ripper and getting this lace off. So I have the lace off of one, and I'm working on the second one. But I cut a section of the lace off and just glued it on here. There's an image from the magazine of some wicker lamps. And here's the center with this gorgeous crystal chandelier. Here we have a glassine bag from Denise's Tattered Dream Shop on Etsy, and there's another chandelier from the book. This is a tag that I made with my Cricut, and it's from the Picturesque cartridge. Pretty little bird on it. Some stenciling here, and this is a little fabric collage. It's a little different from the flips I usually make because it's backed with a contrasting piece of fabric stitched all around, and there's a little bit of an applique, a collage here with another piece of fabric and some lace and another one of those pastel safety pins. But you can flip it up and write on that sheet. There's a little bird stenciled on there. Some more ledger. We're on the flip side now, obviously. There's the other piece of that K & Company paper that had the line stamped on, and this side is numbered. This one has a journaling card from the cardstock paper glued on here, and this is a little card that I made from the cardstock paper with my envelope punch board that I just got for half price. And this is from the paper collection, the cardstock kit, and I just glued it right here so that it's open at the top and this flap can tuck in there. And then there's a little card tucked in there for journaling. There's a stamp there. Stenciling. The other fabric tab has a little peachy colored pin. Here's a pocket that was cut from the page of strips that you could cut apart in the collection. This was a freebie from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. I love these. Here's another tag I made with my Cricut. I do not remember which cartridge that was from. And this is a tag I've had for a while, but I thought with that doily looking part there, it matched pretty well with the Shabby Chic look. This is something I made with Perfect Pearls. The person who gave me the little safety pins also gave me a set of Perfect Pearls powder. So I played around with them. I stamped this flower stamp that I have and then brushed it with Perfect Pearls powder. And it's kind of got a little pearly sheen to it. And then there's some blue seam binding there. And then I made this library pocket kind of thing with a little curved pocket, and I got that idea from Jabid Neri. And a journaling card in there. It's more of that lacy patterned paper. And it's tied with pink seam binding. Let me see if I can, well, I think I'll do the other two videos, the other two journals in another video. Try to get them both in the same video. So, I'll be back.